It's like not level. Like it is just not level. Okay, I get that we want it like that. There we go. It just was not level to my liking, or it was not. Yeah. Okay. Are we good now? Are we good? We're good. Hey guys! I hope y'all are tuning in. Can you hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Using the mic today. Also, if you're in the Tri-City area, Soda Bomb, try it. They're really good. I've been drinking this for a couple hours. I don't want to drink it all. It's too delicious. It's called the Tropical Breeze drink. Oh my god, it's so good. As long as you're not allergic to coconuts, then and you like them, then I would get it. So that's the drink of the day, or of the night, or evening, and that's what we're doing. We are crocheting today. Yes, we are. I still have this much left of the blue and green yarn. Let me know if you guys want a review of this yarn on the channel. That's an unedited product review. I can do that. Let me know. I've been wanting to do a review on this. If you saw any of my other lives, then you know that I've made some hats. There's no live watchers currently. This is just for people watching on the replay. I'll probably repeat most of this once I get some live watchers. Don't mind the hair. It is clean, it's just messy. It's in a very slick back, messy bun. Hi everybody, we're going to be crocheting. If you're in the Tri-City area, there is this really good food truck. It's called Soda Bomb. And this is called the Tropical Breeze drink. It's really good. If you're allergic to coconut though, don't get this. It has coconut in it. Hey everybody, like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe for all kinds of fun and crazy crochet related content. We are talking about these really fun blue and green yarns that I got from Hobby Lobby. This is Hobby Lobby's I Love This yarn brand. So this is the acrylic. Stay tuned for a yarn review of that because I can do a sit down yarn review unedited, kind of like this, but a not live review, and I can upload that. I just can't do, I just don't have a good filming setup, but this is what the yarn looks like. And yeah, we are going to be crocheting in a minute, but before we get started, I did want to show the projects that I've made so far. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know already kind of what they are. The first project that I made is this hat. It is an extra large adult size hat beanie. It is double stranded with the blue and the green, and then it has these like front post stitches, if you can see them. It's kind of hard to see because the colors are bright, but there's a front post. These are called front post double crochets. There's one front post double crochet followed by regular double crochets followed by another. Anyways, I made this hat and it is going to be for sale at some point. I don't know when. This is a product that I'm probably going to sell on the Facebook Marketplace. This, if you saw my last video, you'll know that I have been working on this hat. This is the other hat that I made. This is what the top looks like. This is what the back looks like. This is what the front, side, And this is what it looks like close up. So this is basically the same concept as the other hat that I made, except for it's not double-stranded, and it is basically front post double crochets with stitches in between. The only difference between this one and the other hat, besides the fact that it's not double-stranded, is it's one post double crochet, one regular double crochet, one post double crochet, one regular double crochet. So in between each front post double crochet stitch, there is only one regular stitch in between, whereas this one has like 5 or 6 double crochets in between. So the space in between the front posts is really large. For example, here is a front post double crochet. These are the regular stitches, and this is the second front post double crochet. And then this one, the gap in between is like very minimal. Here's a front post double crochet. In the middle is a regular, and then another front post. So they're very, you can't really tell. The space is very minimal. If you stretch it, you can tell a little bit more. So this hat has been sold. I told you I was making a crochet hat in my last video for a customer. They tried both on. They said this one could fit, but it was a little big. And they tried this one on. They liked the style of this one, and it fits better. So they are purchasing this one from me. They just told me that they needed to figure out their financials first. So we're meeting back up again in a public setting, and they are going to be purchasing this hat. They just couldn't purchase it that particular day, but this hat fits them. So the other one will be sold probably on Facebook Marketplace or somewhere of that sort. If you want to purchase this online, if somebody wants to buy this here, it's possible I could ship it. You would just have to pay the price of the hat plus shipping, and I would need to get, the money for that. So this is an adult extra large. It's very large, for anyone wondering, for the size reference. This was too big for him. This was perfect size, but I didn't know what size to make the hat, just because I met him in public. Wasn't expecting to meet him. He saw that I was crocheting. Never thought to measure his head. Although I had the tape measure to do it, it just never occurred to me. Oh, cool. Yeah, so those are the crochet hats that I made. If you did not know, if you are a Washingtonian, then you'll know these are Seahawks hats for the Seattle Seahawks. He asked me to make him a Seattle Seahawks hat, and because we met at a bar, he saw that I was crocheting. I just never thought to measure his head. So I made 2 different sizes and 2 different styles because I had the yarn to do so, and then he could buy which one he liked better and fit him best. And he's buying this one. But this one is up for sale. Or will be up for sale, I should say. Hi, Xavier. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. So, and we have this much left. I bought 1 skein of this green, 1 skein of the blue. I've made 2 hats, 1 double-stranded, 1 single-stranded with just color changes. And now we are working on something else. So this is a project, and this is what I have got going on the project so far. Don't forget to subscribe if you like yarn-related content. Also, don't forget that once my channel gets to 200 subscribers, and I have the financial means to do so, I will be doing a giveaway where I will be giving away 1 entire set of the Clover Amour crochet hooks and a variety of yarns. So that will still be happening. The set, I do believe, comes with 10 or 11 hooks, I do believe. And I can tell you that these hooks are amazing. I've owned this set of crochet hooks for 8 years and they still work like brand new. And for the most part, look like brand new also. Tell me this crochet hook is 8 years old. It is. And it's actually my most used hook. And you can't really tell. You can hardly tell at all. The quality of these hooks are great. They do prevent injury a lot because you're not having to grip it real tight like metal ones. Because personally, I would rather use a hook with a grip like this compared to this. Oh, how funny. These are the same size hooks. One metal one, this is an H. Didn't realize there was an H when I pulled it out. And then this is a regular, another H. Both metal hooks. This one doesn't even crochet that good. This one crochets better. But this is metal and you have to grip it real tight. And it can cause injury. You can sprain different parts of your hand and wrist. And so if you're going to be crocheting a lot, I recommend these. I believe there's about 10 or 11 hooks in the set. So once we get to 200 subscribers, I will be giving away a whole set of these, plus a variety of yarns, which I will be personally buying in person. But that's once I have the financials, because I just moved to a new city and don't really have financials set up as of yet. But once I do, we will be doing that. So this just goes to show you that these are both H hooks. But I would not purposefully choose to crochet with this one because look how thin the handle is. And my hands hurt when I use these because they're not comfy grips. Plus my hand can slip because they're slick and slippery. My hands, this is not rough by any means, but my hands, they grip to it and they don't move. And you don't want your hand sliding up and down when you're trying to crochet because that's just going to make injury worse. You want to be able to maneuver the hook the way you want, but you want to be able to have your hand be where you place it. So that's why these hooks are so great. And again, I've had this set of crochet hooks for 8 years and they work as good as they did the day I bought them. And these will pretty much last your lifetime. I had to buy a new eye hook though because I lost mine. Nothing wrong with it, just did something with it and lost it. And that is why. Oh, cool! That is really cool, Xavier. I'm glad. So we are crocheting something fun today. Hold on, I gotta see what this is. Okay, never mind. It's nothing important. So I have this much yarn left, and I've only bought one skein of each color. I didn't buy like a lot of yarn. And I've already been able to make one adult extra large hat that's double-stranded and one regular adult hat. And I think that that's amazing that I was able to get that much out of, just one single skein of 2 colors. It made a lot more than I thought it was going to make. I'm impressed. And yeah, stay tuned for a product review on this yarn. It is this yarn. It's a Hobby Lobby exclusive brand. You can only buy this at Hobby Lobby, I believe. You might be able to buy it on Amazon, I don't know. But it is a Hobby Lobby. It's their in-house brand. I'm not going to talk too much about how I feel about this yarn. You'll just have to wait to watch the review because I don't want to give away my thoughts too much about this yarn. But I will say the labels are cute. They also have another yarn called I Love This Cotton, which is cute. It's the same label style, but instead of it saying yarn, replace the yarn with cotton. Just as I love this cotton. On the cotton one. And this one's I Love This Yarn. I believe they did used to call it I Love This Acrylic, but now they just call it I Love This Yarn. It is a 4-ply worsted weight 100% acrylic. Just for information. And I just think the labels are cute. They're sparkly and fun. And who doesn't love sparkly and fun stuff? Especially when it's mess-free sparkles. I like mess-free sparkles, personally. Sorry, I just bumped the mic, you guys. So, Xavier, if you're still in here, let me know in the chat, what type of crochet projects are your favorite to make. Because right now I'm loving these hats. I was going to make a third hat, of just a more simplistic pattern with this yarn, but I decided not to. And oh yeah, I am using the H crochet hook for this. It's not wanting to focus. I don't know why. Hold on, you guys. It's probably just a little smudgy. There we go. It's wanting to focus more now. There we go. Anyways, there's the H. I am currently using the green. At some point, I will switch to the blue, and we're going to switch off from green to blue. Thank you, the hats. You guys want to see the hats again? This is the second one that I made. This one has already been sold. The guy just wasn't able to get the money to me yet, so I'm going to be meeting up with him, I think, tomorrow, and then he's going to give me the money tomorrow. But this is the hat, and then this is the first hat. I met him when I was with my boyfriend at a bar where he works. They were having some kind of event going on, and he saw that I was crocheting, because, you know, I take my crochet with me everywhere. And he saw that I was crocheting, and he said, "Hey, you crochet? That's awesome. Can you make me a Seahawks hat? How much would you charge?" So I told him how much I would charge, and that I would get together with him as soon as I was able to make the hat and everything. So we got together. He said, well, he said that he wasn't able to get me the money that day, but that in a couple of days on Monday, we could meet up again and he would have the money for me then. So I took the hat back, obviously, because I'm not going to give it to him until he pays. And then we're going to meet together tomorrow, and then that hat will be gone. But I just wanted to say that it is finished, and I did want to say, I'm trying to remember. I did want to say that if you watched my last video, some of you guys were wondering how many additional color repeats we would need. So if you were on my last live stream and you commented that we needed 3 additional color repeats to finish the hat, you are incorrect. We actually did 4 color repeats because we ended here at the green, and I did 3 more color repeats. One section of blue, another section of green, and then another section of blue, I believe. So I think we ended on green. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have a total of 4. Actually, no, maybe it was 3 color repeats. 2 blue repeats and a green repeat. So we have finished the hat. It looks fabulous. Again, that one's already accounted for. This one here is not accounted for. If you guys want me to send it to you, like buying it, we can maybe possibly work that out. Just know it is an adult size extra large. So just keep that in mind if you want to buy that one. But this one has already been sold. So, and I figure if I have enough yarn to make extra stuff, then why not make extra stuff to sell that are Seahawks themed? So I thought today, thank you. I'm really glad that you joined in. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to get to 200 subscribers. Eventually, I want to get monetized. We are going to be doing more content than just lives at some point. I'm staying with someone temporarily. I don't have my own place at this time. Therefore, I do not have a live, or I do not have a setup to do a whole lot more than lives. We can do Q&As, and we can do videos where it doesn't require me to edit and require me to do anything other than sitting right in front of the camera here. So that's what we can do. So now let's get to crocheting. So I'm going to tell you what we're crocheting, and I thought, wouldn't it be cute to have a phone purse? So a phone purse is just a little pouch that you can slip your phone into, that you can wear across your body like a purse, so that when you want to go run errands real quick, you just throw your phone in there. You throw like your driver license, your ID, and whatever forms of payment you got, whether it's some cash, whether it's a credit card, debit card, and maybe like your keys and like your earbuds. So it's just when you want to bring the bare basics to go run errands or do something and you don't want to bring a whole purse. So I'm calling it like a phone pouch, phone purse, and you can bring it with you and it's wider than my phone. So it is multiple inches wider on both sides. So it'll hold your phone, it'll hold your earbuds, it'll hold your ID, your credit card, your cash, all of those things will fit in here. But it's just a little pouch that'll hold all that you can wear crossbody while you're out in public so that you can carry your stuff with you without needing to carry a full-blown purse. So we are going to be doing that. So we're doing green right now, and then we will switch to the blue at some point. But for right now, we are just doing that. And I'm working in double crochets at this current time. That is what we are doing. That is what we are doing currently right now, is double crochets. And then I'm going to be switching my pattern repeat once I get the first round of double crochets done. Sorry, there is a noise and I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from. Oh, I think it's a train nearby. It sounded like a horn whistling, or like somebody getting a phone call, and I was like, I'm not getting a phone call. I don't know what that is. I had to pause, like make a mental pause, so I could figure out what this is. So basically, I am going to tilt you guys down, just so I can, like, I don't know why it's not working, but just so you guys can see better what I'm working on. So basically, I just crocheted a chain that goes across and then put at the end of this side and the end of this side. I just did three double crochets, and now I'm done, just to make the length and the width. And now we're just going to make the height by going round and round and round and going up. So that's what we're going to be doing. I will at some point be switching to the blue, but not yet. So once we do that, I think that'll be perfect. And I don't know how tall exactly I'm going to make this. You can make this to the exact dimensions of your phone. However, I recommend you make it to where it's a couple inches wider on both sides, so that way you can fit your phone, your keys, your earbuds if you use those, your debit and credit card, your cash, all of that. Just so that if you're going to go do a quick errand, or you want to go out in public but you want to have everything you need, then you don't always have to carry around a purse, every single time that you go out in public. Which, not saying I don't want to use a purse once in a while. I'm just saying a purse is not always convenient because, like, you set it down somewhere in public and it's just big and bulky. So sometimes you just want the bare minimum of what you need. Sometimes all you want is your ID and your phone, because you can oftentimes pay digitally on your phone. So you don't always need your credit or debit card. So you might just want to bring your phone and your ID with you. So for that case, you don't want to always just for a girl, you don't always want to just like bring a purse if a purse is what you use. So this is like a phone pouch, phone purse, whatever you want to call it. And it's just something little you can use when you're on the go and you don't want to bring a full-blown purse. So I think that it's It's going to be cute. It's not super huge, but again, there's an inch or two of room on either side. So it's a few inches bigger than my phone, so it can hold that. The phone, probably some keys, it'll hold what you need, which is really great. Now, I'm just making this up as I go because with my almost 20 years of experience, I've learned how to just make some stuff up as I go. I've crocheted socks, like this style of sock before, where like the sport sock where it doesn't go up super high without even following a pattern. Because honestly, once you know the structure, the way that I do it is I just like try it on to my physical foot, and that's how I know if it's fitting or not. I personally call them slipper socks the way that I do it, just because I don't use like sock yarn, which I just found out that a lot of people don't know that sock weight yarn is specifically made for knitting socks. Like its sole purpose is to make socks. That's why it's called sock weight yarn. Which sounds kind of obvious, but I found out recently that a lot of people did not know that. So, fun fact. If you didn't know, now you know. So we are just doing this first little round here without doing any increasing. And because we're no longer increasing, this just builds up the walls of it and it will make a little pouch shape, if you will. See, and it's already making a little pouch shape. So you should be able to fold it like this. And then the depth of it will be like, you get the idea. Okay, so we are working on it and it's looking very nice. So we're finishing this round and then we are going to start changing up the pattern. It doesn't look like much to start, but I promise it'll start looking like something real quick. So really quick, you will be able to notice a difference. So this has to at least be as tall as the foam that you're putting in it. I recommend going a couple inches taller than that, but you can do what you like. Again, I love these crochet hooks because I don't have to grip super tight. You notice how when I'm crocheting, my hand's not moving too much. I'm able to do very controlled movements, which is what you want. Hold on, I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. I just want to make sure because I didn't mark the start of this round, so I just like to make sure that I'm only doing one round for starting because I just wanted to do one round of the wall so that I could then switch the pattern and repeat. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're about to get to the end and then we're going to start the repeat Now I did do some math off camera before I started just to make sure. Also, it's kind of funny how the yarn I'm using matches my sock. I do not have matching socks on though. Hi, Moonrose. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. We finished the hat. This is what it looks like. We ended up doing, I believe, about 4 color repeats instead of 3. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we started at the green, so a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 color repeats. So this is what the hat looks like. I did contact the person I'm selling it to. They tried it on in person. They're going to buy it. They just needed to work out the financials first. So I'm meeting with them tomorrow, and it's all going to go well. But if you want to possibly agree to buy this hat, it is an adult size extra large. It's between an adult size extra large and an adult size 2X. But yeah, these are Seahawks themed. Yeah, so right now I am making a Seahawks themed phone pouch / purse. So basically this will hold your phone, hold just like if you want to go out to run an errand and you just need a couple things like your cash, your debit card, your ID, your phone. But you don't feel like bringing a full-blown purse. You can bring this. And I actually have one I can't show you because I didn't even bring it. But just for reference, after making both those hats, I still have all this yarn left. And now granted, I only bought one of each color. So 1 skein of the blue and 1 skein of the green. And it's working out really nicely. So basically the way you start this is you make a chain length however long you want, and then in that second chain from the hook, you make 3 double crochets, go all the way to the other end, make 3 double crochets on that end in the last stitch, and then go all the way back around. So each end has 3 double crochets, and you do that for about 2 or 3 rounds, for about 2 rounds, or however wide you want it. And then it just makes like a little pouch thing, which you can't really tell it's a pouch thing yet because it is the very beginning stages. And there's a total of 1, 2, 3. 3 rounds total. 1, 2, 3. Everybody is saying hi. Everybody is saying hi. Yeah, so that's what we're working on. We want 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So we are going to do it. We just need, I believe, 1 more stitch because we have 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2. Yep. So we are just going to do, I believe, one more stitch. So this, I'm just gonna pretty much say that where I increased is gonna be the first stitch. I'm just gonna call that the first stitch. That's where I'm gonna consider the first stitch to be. So that's what we're gonna do. So the next 2 stitches are gonna be here and here. So we are going to be doing front post double crochets because that's what I've been liking lately. We're going to be doing 2 in a row. And I've already done the math on it. If that makes sense. Actually, I'm not sure that looks right. I think I'm actually gonna start the front post 1 stitch sooner. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So I will explain that in literally just 1 second. Okay, so that's that one. Yeah, I will explain in just 1 second after I get this. I'm trying to do this stitch, but it's too loose and I don't like it, and it's irritating me. Sorry, you guys. Hold on. I don't know why it's doing that. It is acting crazy. There we go. The orientation is not good. There we go. It was acting weird. So I'm just going to do one more stitch, and then I will explain Xavier what we are working on. I'm just very picky about the tension on some of these stitches, and so that is the problem. So we are making like a Seahawks themed, obviously, phone purse pouch. So we made a flat chain. We put 3 double crochets in the second chain from the hook, because you can't work in the first chain because it'll just pull the loop out. And then we worked double crochets all the way across the chain. In the last chain, we made 3 double crochets in that chain, and then worked on the back side of the chains. And then went round and round for a couple rows, and you want to make sure there's a couple inches on this either side of your phone. So it's not the exact width of your phone, it's a couple inches wider. You guys, I'm sorry. It keeps doing this. I don't know why. I just have to be careful because it's just not working. So we are going to go up a little higher for stability purposes. That's why it keeps doing it, because it's telling me it's not stable enough, which is kind of BS because it's plenty stable, in my opinion. There we go. Plenty stable. It's acting a little bit weird, but whatever. It is acting a bit weird. There we go. So I am doing front post double crochets for this, because I've done front post on every single project so far, and I just really like the way it's looking. So what I am going to be doing is, you can't, hi little Lego, hi. So what I'm going to be doing is 2 front post double crochets with spaces in between. For anybody new that's just tuning into this, I am going to be doing making a phone purse / pouch, so it's a little bit wider, on either side of the pouch. It's a little bit wider on both sides of the pouch than your cell phone would be, and it's to be able to carry your phone and just a few things like your phone, your ID or your driver's license, and like cash and a debit card. So that way you don't have to carry your full purse everywhere you go. If you don't want to bring everything, you can just bring this. And we made this hat, which I've already sold, and this hat. This is double stranded front post. It's front post double crochet with some stitches in between. This is 1 front post double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 front post double crochet. This is single strand striping, and these are Seahawks hats. Oh, cool. We are making this pouch now, and the next round I think I'm going to switch probably to blue. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. I might do a little bit more of the green, like a couple more rows, but I am not sure yet. So I am doing 2 front post double crochets right next to each other with a total of 6 stitches in between. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I believe that's right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. According to my math, that is correct. Okay. So then, what's a little bit different about this compared to the hats that I made in terms of the pattern repeat is I'm doing 2 front post double crochets right next to each other and then space in between instead of 1 front post double crochet and space in between. So I'm doing 2 next to each other, and then eventually I'm going to switch to the blue. But for right now, I'm going to keep doing the green. And this is probably not going to use all the yarn, so we'll probably still be able to make a couple smaller items. Thank you for that. Thank you. I think this is going to be great. And it's going to look good. So 1, 2. Also, this is a kind of trust the process kind of thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Also, once you get done with your first row or round of front post double crochets, you won't have to count because you'll just see where they are and you'll just work back into them. But for the first round, you're going to hear me counting. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm doing a space of 6 in between with 2 front post double crochets. So instead of doing 1, I'm doing 2. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to do this set of front post double crochets, and then I'll show you all what we're working with. Okay, what are we waiting a few seconds for? Mine at 6 p.m. PST, Thursday and Sunday. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For whoever didn't know, I did end up moving. So that's why I've been kind of MIA for a minute. I'm not living in my own space. I am living with somebody else temporarily. Just to get financially on my feet so that I can afford to get my own place. So until then, we are going to only be doing lives and or uploadable content where I'm just sitting and talking. So whether I'm doing a sitting and talking unedited crochet video or some kind of product review, it's going to be this type of style. And it's literally going to be done specifically right here. So we are not going to be doing really any edited content until I get my own place. But that is what we're going to be doing for the most part. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I believe we have 6, right? I believe I'm doing this correctly. I'm not exactly sure. We'll find out though. And once you get a couple rows in, you'll be able to see what it looks like. So I'm going to have to count and make sure I did it right. But this is just kind of what it looks like. But you can't even see them. You've got, it blends in so well. You've got 2 front post double crochets right there. 2 front post double crochets right there. And then here's the space between them. if you can see them at all. I don't know that you can, but if you can. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the next 2 are gonna get front post double crochets. Again, they're not super pronounced when you do the first row around of this type of a pattern repeat, but once you get second row around in, they're more visible. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we are going to do 2 front post doubles again. I don't know how this is going to work out, but then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, that did not work out. That did not work out, you guys. That did not work out. We messed up big time. I do think that the start of the row should be right here, maybe? Maybe I just need to do, like, right here is the start. Which I probably do need to do. So I'm going to try again. Okay, so I believe we're starting again. So let me Google. And I think there was 6 in between that I needed, but I don't remember. So let me Google. Handy dandy laptop. It can be folded up to be used like a tablet. It is touchscreen, you guys. It does fold completely flat, which is really cool. Ah, shoot. You just have to be weary of it because when you fold it flat, it literally sits on the keyboard and you can push buttons on accident and open programs and apps you didn't mean to. I've done that lots of times. I'm not going to use that like that. Okay, so if I crochet stitches and I two front post stitches, how many would how many hold on you guys, how many would I need be it's kind of hard to ask Google this question, you guys. Okay, a calculation is performed to determine the number of stitches remaining after a count. Okay, I just want to know the answer. Okay, the remaining stitches are divided. If I have 54 total crochet stitches and I want to do front post double crochets, how much do I need between each? Okay. Okay, the total number of stitches used for the two. Okay. Okay, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to Google this. If my crochet project has a total of 54 stitches and I want to do a stitch repeat of 2 front post double crochets, stitches in between, 2 front post double crochets, how many stitches in between each set of front post double crochets would I need? That's not gonna work. I want to do a stitch pattern. No, this is not working. I want to do a stitch pattern of 2 front post double crochets, stitches in between, regular ones, 2 front post double crochets. How many stitches would I need in between each? I have 54 stitches total. It's not going to work. Anyone know the answer? So it's 54. Does anyone know the answer? Hold on. Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, so it looks like I need to achieve 54 total stitches. You will repeat this 4 stitch repeat sequence 13 times. And then, okay, so front post double crochet. Okay, so total stitches to reach the total 54 for a final stitch count of 13 repeats. So that's what it looks like. We have to reach your 54 stitch goal, you would have 13 repeats, which accounts for 52 stitches followed by 2 additional. So it looks like there's going to be 2. What if I did 6? Okay, so looks like it says to do 2 instead. So maybe we'll just do 2. We'll just do 2. Okay, so we have 2 is what it's looking like. And then we're just going to do 2 is what we're going to do. So we'll do 2 front post double crochets and then 2 regular crochets. So the space in between the front post is just going to be 2. This is what it's looking like. Okay. So we got that one, we got that one. And then once you start your second row, that is when you will start to notice. There we go. So this is kind of awkward, but this is what it looks like. You have 2 front posts here, 2 front posts here with 2 stitches in between. That is what it looks like. Obviously, once you get past the first round, you don't have to count as much because you just can physically see where the front posts are. And so, therefore, you just know where they're at and know what to do. This might not work. I might be wrong. But it looks like it might work. So we're just going to try that and see. And when I'm done with this round, I'll kind of show you. Let me know what's going on in the comments. And we will chat while I do this. But just know, for this first round, you might possibly hear me count. Okay, so I got that one. So it says there should be 2 in between. So it's a 4 stitch repeat. So it's 2 front post double crochets, 2 regular crochets, repeat. So 2 front post double crochets, 2 regular double crochets, 2 front post double crochets. Also, when you're doing it though, you want to make sure that you're not working the front post of the stitch you just worked. So we have, let me show you an example of that. We have the 2 front posts right here, as you can see, and then the 2 regular stitches right here. It is easy to work this stitch here and then look right here because the stitch is kind of off to the side and be like, oh, you put a front post here. Well, you don't. This post, this is the post of the stitch up here that you just worked from below. So don't put you don't want to put the post here. You want to put it the next one over. Is what I'm saying. Like, here's the post you don't want to put it in, right where my finger is. Legitimately right here. Because this is the stitch. But it can kind of be off to the side, and so it can kind of look like, oh, it's, you can't really see, but it can kind of look like it's the next one, but it's not. So you got to go to the next one over, if that makes any sense. Because the stitches are not, they are kind of stacked directly on top of them, but they can kind of be off to the side a little bit, and it can kind of look like that's the next post. Now, if you're making increases, that would be a way to do it. Working one regular stitch in the top of the stitch and then working the post. If you want to do like an increase when you're working posts, but you don't want to make a V out of the post, you know, you could do that. But if you're not wanting to make increases, I wouldn't do that. So I think we'll do a few rounds of the green, and then we'll do a few rounds of the blue. But we are not switching every 2 rounds because that's a lot of ends you gotta weave in. It really, really is. And I'm just not down for that. Now, will I use all this yarn? Maybe, but I doubt it. I could probably even make a couple more of these or make something else of a small size. And this is all from 1 skein of the green and 1 skein of the blue, you guys. And let me tell you, I think it's pretty great that I've been able to get all this out of such little yarn. I feel like it's working really good. Okay. This is a really similar stitch pattern repeat to the hat because, like I said, the hat was 1 front post double crochet, 1 regular double crochet, 1 front post double crochet, 1 regular double crochet. This is 2 front post double crochets, 2 regular double crochets, 2 front post double crochets. So I just added an additional front post double crochet to the repeat and an additional regular double crochet. And that's the only difference between pattern repeats, is there's 2 stitches in between the post and 2 posts. And that's literally it. So far it's working. This is what we have it looking like so far. It's kind of hard to see the posts, but they kind of blend in, but you'll be able to notice them as we go on. And then this will just go taller. You just make it as tall as you want. Just make sure to measure it with your phone by placing your phone in there. You want it to be at least as tall as your phone. You do not want it to be shorter than your phone. So this is kind of like a purse, but just for your phone. And you can fit, I made this a little bit bigger, so it'll fit my phone, possibly my keys, my ID, all that stuff. It's not going to fit your wallet, but it will fit just the necessities of what you need. And this is, like I said, for when you want to go out in public, but you don't want to bring everything, you know? You don't want to bring everything. And sometimes you do want to bring everything, and sometimes you don't. So this is just a great option for if you don't want to bring everything. Okay. How long have we been going live, everybody? We've been going live for just over an hour. Wow. So I do plan to do these lives regularly. Oh yeah, and I had an update to give y'all too as well. Oops. I did it wrong. I did one front post double crochet, 2 stitches. Whoops. That was wrong. I just did legitimately one front post and then just went on my merry way and was like, whoops. So the update that I plan on giving you is I plan on waiting until I get some more work because I just started working, and we are going to be opening a Shopify account where I can sell my crochet goods on Shopify. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to focus on getting my own place first, just personally, and getting all that taken care of. But that doesn't mean I won't start creating some backstock for a drop, because I want to be able to do a website launch and kind of a drop around the same time. And then, so right now I'm just going to focus on, spending my resources crocheting stuff I can sell and then having it saved for backstock. And then when I'm ready to sell it, I'll already have a Shopify account for that. So there you go. That is the update. That's the goal. If you're not new here and you know, or if you're new here and you don't know, I do have a cleaning company. It is not operable at this current moment due to relocation factors. I just relocated, so I will be opening that again as well. I'm just waiting for all the documentation for that to be finalized. I'm new to all this as well, so probably not the best to ask at this current moment. However, once I get more knowledgeable and more skilled, I would like to do it. Xavier, how long have you been crocheting? Because you want to wait to sell your products until you have enough crochet experience and can crochet. Really, really good. Because you don't want to risk selling products that are going to fall apart easily. Like, you want to make sure that your finishing techniques are really good. So make sure you got your finishing techniques down good, and that you're not more of a newbie, and then go ahead. That's what I've had to learn, is that sometimes you want to jump right in and start selling your projects, but you have to understand that when you're crocheting, you don't want to sell a project and then a week later or a month later the customer comes back to you and says, I want a refund because my ends came unwoven and the whole thing unraveled. So just make sure that you start out with that. One, two. I think I'm going to decrease 1 stitch. Wait, 1, 2. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't ask me what I'm doing because apparently I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it wrong, you guys. I will show you kind of what it's looking like. We're about to be done with this round. I just have to do two more. This one looks like it has a 1 double crochet in between that, so this is not going to work. But this is kind of the aesthetic, if that makes sense. I don't know why this math isn't working. This math is not mathing. And I don't know why, because Google told me that the math would be mathing. And I don't know why the math is not mathing. I do not know why the math is not mathing. Anyways, this is what it should be looking like. I'm going to go off camera and try to figure out why the math is not mathing for this. Because the math should be mathing, and it's not mathing, and I don't know why. So we are going to be figuring that out currently. I don't know why the math is not mathing. So that's what I'm going to go be figuring out. So we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it looks like 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure why the math isn't mathing. Anyways, I'm gonna go figure that out. Thank you for sticking around. Stay tuned for a sit-down video like this where I give a product review on the I Love This Yarn, an exclusive Hobby Lobby brand, which you can buy on hobbylobby.com in case you're interested. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next live stream. Bye, guys.